Honestly, I was so hyper-focused on answering the questions, I didn't realize what I said until like hours later. But I've had to deal with a lot of bullies, so it's just another bully.
A TMZ employee reveals how much money Amber Heard got for her fake photos. Former TMZ employee Morgan Tremaine asserts that Amber Heard quote-unquote fabricated the 2016 photo of her bruise. To find out about the entire story behind the ordeal, watch this video till the very end. Former TMZ staffer Morgan Tremaine takes the witness stand to provide testimony in Johnny Depp's defamation case against Amber Heard. In his testimony, the former employee discussed the insider tip line that led to a 2016 picture opportunity of Heard's bruising. She appeared in court in Fairfax, Virginia. Quote, "We were aiming to film Amber exiting the courthouse and an alleged bruise on the right side of her face," unquote, he said to start his explanation. Heard planned to sort of halt and turn toward the camera to show off the alleged bruise on the right side of her face. In addition, he commented on the Mr. Depp cabinet slamming video, saying, quote, "The video was handed in through our email tip line. Compared to the video that has been shown during this trial, it was significantly shorter. There was a scene that played here at the beginning where Ms. Heard appears to be positioning the camera and setting it up. At the very end, she appears to be snickering and turns to face the camera. What TMZ received lacked that component. According to a former employee, TMZ was alerted of Amber Heard's filing of a restraining order against Johnny Depp in a court in Los Angeles and planned to photograph the actress when she, quote, stopped, turned, and exhibited her bruise," unquote. Former TMZ field assignment manager Morgan Tremaine claimed to have sent cameras to photograph Amber Heard in the LA court in May 2016 after receiving a tip. He explained that the plan was to photograph her as she left the courthouse when she would pause, turn to face the camera, and show off the bruise. Heard has stated in testimony that when a judge granted her a restraining order against Depp, she was astonished to find photographers outside the court. And of course, the Twitter army had a lot to add to the entire situation. According to a Twitter user, quote, "The true setback for women happened when #Amber Heard staged photos of Depp sleeping, staged videos and recordings of her taunting Depp so he'd get mad, staged photos of drugs and injuries that disappeared the next day, about which Amber exaggerated and lied," unquote. Another one weighed in on the situation too, with the following tweet, quote, "At TMZ, didn't you help Amber Heard ruin Johnny Depp's reputation and tried preventing a key witness of Depp's from talking about how you guys got the video and how you guys staged a photo op for Amber Heard? Or is this a Mandela effect?" unquote. Although former TMZ worker Tremaine withheld the source of the report that Heard would attend, he claimed that it came from a news producer, indicating that it had been confirmed. Heard has stated in testimony that when a judge granted her a restraining order against Depp, she was astonished to find photographers outside the court. Claims that Heard's crew leaked the video of Depp trashing up his kitchen to TMZ have previously been brought before the court. Tremaine claimed that the video supplied to TMZ was shorter than the one played for the jury. However, he did not substantiate this. According to Tremaine, Heard did not, quote, "snigger at the camera," unquote, in the version TMZ obtained from its anonymous tip line. The entire matter became intensively black and white when yet another user on Twitter tweeted this, quote, "Destroyed her property? She and freeloader friends were staying at Johnny's place, called TMZ, staged a photo. Johnny got the neutral witness who testified. He wears rings, no damage or ring imprint on her face. Check the audio. Survivor don't talk like that. More?" unquote. According to this tweet, it should be very easy for the courts to rule in favor of Johnny Depp, as Heard's perpetual efforts of trying to tarnish her former husband's reputation has had her get trapped in her loops of lies. This subjective argument, however, can also be justified if you look at this tweet. Quote, "Hey, at Court TV, watch this from #TMZ. Amber Heard leaks this video. And look at her coffee mug and her brown purse she has across her body. Same purse and mug in the photo she staged with the cocaine lines setting up JD. Had JD lawyers seen this?" unquote. Twitterati believes Tremaine's facial expressions on the witness stand gave away more than he actually did when it came to disclosing the origins of the tips. However, it was Tremaine's confrontation with Heard's attorney Elaine Bredehoft that dropped the huge bombshell in court and quote-unquote shook Twitter. When Bredehoft questioned him about if he was merely there for his quote-unquote 15 minutes of fame, he denied it and stated he stood, quote, "to earn nothing from this," unquote. Here's how it went. When one of Heard's attorneys, Elaine Bredehoft, questioned Tremaine about whether he was merely testifying to garner his quote-unquote 15 minutes of fame, he responded that he stood, quote-unquote, "to get nothing from this." According to Tremaine, quote,
So I stand to gain nothing from this. I'm actually putting myself kind of in a target of TMZ, a very litigious organization, and I'm not seeking any 15 minutes here. Though you're welcome to speculate. I could say the same thing by taking Amber Heard as a client for you.
Bredehoft appeared surprised, while Depp's legal team laughed, along with whoever else was present in the court at the time. Did the lawyer just get schooled by a commoner? There has been legit support in place for the famous actor and former husband of Heard, Mr. Johnny Depp, when it comes to the trial between them. Fans on Twitter have been obsessed with the entire situation and cannot seem to refrain from giving their insight on the matter. Here's what a user on Twitter had to say, quote, "I don't recall Spicy Draco. Which person was that? The TMZ ordeal was dramatic. Tremaine's testimony is outstanding, but I was very curious about the game that was being played out by TMZ. Amber's team had made some legal efforts to stop Tremaine. I will look forward to it." While another enraged user in support of Depp tweeted, quote, "Oh, stop. Show it in its entirety as well as all the others. Tell me this, why did she lie about TMZ? They showed the 2016 video, Depp, and you have Tremaine's testimony. Why did she lie about the op-ed? She tripped her own self up on the stand twice. Why did she lie about the pics?" Unquote. And another one, quote, "You're conveniently forgetting that Tremaine's testimony made it clear that AH had definitely leaked videos to TMZ, and that it would have made no sense for JD and company to alert TMZ to the TRO." Unquote. Some of the photographs and Heard's injuries that were presented at the trial have been questioned as being real by a forensic photo expert who was testifying for Depp. Many of the images revealing Heard's injuries, according to Brian Neumeister, have been edited. The photographs were last edited using Apple Photos 1.5 or Photos 3.0, a later version of the program, according to the metadata. Heard was seen in one shot with a bruise on her arm and in other photos with facial wounds. You can accomplish a lot of things in a photo editing app, according to Neumeister. The images, according to Neumeister, quote, "were nowhere near an original," unquote. Neumeister presented the court with 3 variations of the arm bruising image, each of a different size. He further stated that, forensically, the photos do not match and that there is absolutely no way to authenticate images provided by Heard. Recently, Heard has been under fire again as the social media is going crazy over the assumption that, once again, Amber Heard might have fooled everyone by staging her photos while shopping at TJ Maxx. A user at her best tweeted, quote, "She really thinks she is fooling everybody. The dots just don't connect for her because she ain't living in reality. Evidence suggests Amber Heard staged photos, quote, shopping at TJ Maxx," unquote. And not just fans, actual real-life celebrities came forward to speak for Johnny's honesty. One of the witnesses was Kate Moss, Depp's former love interest. Moss was testifying on behalf of Depp during the rebuttal phase of the trial, where she refuted Heard's claims. Later, Moss claimed that she, quote-unquote, cried for years over the separation. This simply demonstrates the lengths Heard went to in order to convince the public that her manufactured images were real. That is all we had time for in today's video, folks. Do let us know your thoughts on the entire situation in the comments below. We'll see you next time.